My presentation today, I'll be talking about ways to stay connected as a whole family while a parent is working away, and focusing on FIFO and military. As within Western Australia, most families whose parents work away are fly in or fly out, otherwise known as FIFO or military families. These strategies can also work for other families as well for parents who work away. Within the presentation, I will discuss the research, how it affects families and children, strategies, and resources which will be in the take-home kit provided. A bit of background about why I'm so passionate about supporting families, children, and communities about this topic. As when I was growing up, my dad worked in the Australian Navy, which saw him going away for long periods of time throughout my whole childhood. It could be up to 3 weeks or 7 months at a time. I would feel uneasy the whole time he was away. I have strategies which I used as a child and some my mum used for me and my sister and I, which will hopefully bring some strategies you can use in your home. Research found in the 2018 Centre for Transformative Work Design, focusing on FIFO families, show parents who are working away feel isolated from families while working away. Mental health is a big problem for FIFO military workers, as 60% of FIFO families have had support and 78% of partners have also used support. Within military families, most personally struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder, otherwise known as PTSD, which they seek for help within the Defence Force as they offer free support for themselves, families, and also their children. Parents who work away feel like they're missing out in home life. They struggle with the transition from home to work and work to home, as they feel unsettled at each place they are at. Being away from family and being separated from family is difficult at times as they start to feel homesick. Australian Institute of Family Study considered stress caused by being away from family and friends, negative impacts of highly compressed rosters, and high levels of stress experienced during the return and departure points in the work cycle were common findings across the studies in this review. One study by Gent used standardized measures with 132 participants to investigate the impact of FIFO workers on their well-being and work-life satisfaction. In this study, 50% of participants found being away from family and friends stressful, and 65% believed that missing important family events impacted negatively on their relationships with family members. Here's a short clip about FIFO families.
Playing basketball or reading with his kids, both luxuries Gerard Butt can only enjoy every 4 weeks. He's been a fly-in, fly-out worker for 17 years.
You sort of get used to the time off, and I think it'd be very hard to adjust to life in the real world again.
It's a lifestyle that's tough on his kids.
Sometimes he has to, he's there for a long time, and I miss him.
Vanya Cuff's husband quit his FIFO job a few weeks ago. He left the industry when their eldest son, Oscar, began showing behavioural problems.
Within 2 weeks of Dad being home, he'd got the honour certificate, and that just sort of proved to us that, we need Dad here all the time.
The FIFO lifestyle comes at a cost whether you're in the industry or trying to get out, but some find it difficult to leave because their families get used to the high income. It's a term the industry calls the golden handcuff. Nicole Ashby founded the website FIFO Families 2 years ago. As a FIFO wife and a mother of 3, she was frustrated she couldn't get the support she needed.
For many, it's been quite life-changing.
The site is a chat forum giving fellow FIFO families the chance to swap stories and support each other. A psychologist is online every Wednesday for additional help. It's already attracted 4,000 members and counting.
I don't know that we know what the impacts will be of having an absent parent on a continual basis.
Simone Luca, 9 News.
Effects on families. So Sybil report also reported that at-home mothers in FIFO families report of family functioning were higher than military or community groups. However, they found that families where the fathers were away less than 1 month per year in total scored significantly better on family functioning in areas of effective involvement, amount of interest, care, and concern family members invest in each other, and behavioural control, as in the family style of maintaining discipline and standards of behaviour, than families with fathers who work away for 5 months per year in total. Overall, families feel unconnected, as of a constant change of fly in and fly out life, feeling of unable to be there for the whole family to support their families physically, emotionally, and social needs for their partner and their children. Parental conflict is not staying in conflict while the parent is away, and military families can also struggle with a parent going through PTSD and mental health support. Support for families. There is support for parents working away and their families. So for FIFO families, there's the Facebook groups, and there's also the FIFO Families website. There's also the Southwest Mums, which is a WA-based company, and it's also like a blog. The FIFO families can support by Mother's Day to share the love, family and relationships and counselling, weekend family events, partner-only lunches, Father's Day when the dad works away, Magic of Christmas, and many others. Counselling service, which are available for both FIFO families, military, and also parents who work away. Beyond Blue, Lifeline, and Help Minds. Military support. There's South Coast Health and Community Services, a hub for all Defence Force within WA. Open Arms, it's a veterans and family counselling service. Australian Military Wives Choir, a support network for wives. There is also support for dads for women who work in the workforce. And there's also a Defence Childcare Centre, which is a centre for children of defence. So now looking at the effects on the child. There were a limited number of studies that considered the effects on children of having a FIFO parent or a parent who works away. Many of the studies used small sample sizes. Children were of different ages and developmental stages, and the findings were inconsistent, therefore limiting any generalizations. While it is difficult to draw any conclusion with the limited amount of research conducted in this area, some findings from the research some of the findings from existing research. One of the potential negatives on the impact is lack of daily interaction with the parent who was working away. On a positive note, the Bradbury 2011 study, some children believe their experience of fathering was favourable to their peers, with blocks of extended time with their fathers at home or parent, allowing for greater involvement within home life when they weren't at work. The main cost of the FIFO lifestyle for children, as suggested by the Bradbury 2011 study, were the negative emotions related to the paternal absence, the loss of the physical and the emotional paternal support, and the restrictions to their lifestyle and activities. There was some evidence that children whose father worked extended hours away from home for more than 4 weeks at a time were more likely to have emotional behavioural function in the abnormal range. Children can have high stress levels of absent members of family, can lead to feeling of not a secure base for the child, and have effects on their social and emotional well-being. More than 40% of children in military families are under the age of 6 years old. This is a time where children are most dependent on their parent physical and emotional availability. High stress levels within the home environment, which can transfer to school. Secure attachment is affected as a change of environment, and withdrawn from school and social activities. This is a few things to help support the child: the children's literature, emotional support for the child, discussions with their teacher as they need to understand if mum or dad is away for work, as a child can become withdrawn from school and social activities, a quiet area for the child at home and also at school. Now to talk about strategies to help the connection of family when a parent is working away. There is a strong importance of routine. Importance of keeping routine when the parent is home or not. Always keeping it the same through school, sporting practices and bedtime. Behaviour management is always to stay the same. The partners should always be on the same page. Spending time together. When a parent comes home, have a special outing as a family. When my dad used to come home, we always used to get ice cream, didn't matter how old we are or what time it was. Also having the special rituals such as picking up the parent from the airport, a countdown calendar to keep on the fridge so they can see how long to go without having to ask constantly the parent. Keeping in contact is important when the parent is working away. We have technology which extremely helps. So we've got Skype, so we can plan for a family Skype call. If it is hard to Skype because of the hours the parent is working, you can also record a video and send to them. Parents to leave letters for children for a special day if they aren't there, such as a graduation ceremony or Christmas. Record the parent reading a bedtime story so they can be a part of the bedtime ritual every night. And for older children, using a WhatsApp group so there's communication there. Literature is a great way for young children to understand about the situation. So we've got My Dad is a FIFO Dad. My Dad is a FIFO Dad by Joe Emery and Anne Marie Finn. The Invisible String by Patrice. A Deployment, One of Our Pieces Missing by Julia Cook. And Guess How Much I Love You by Sam McBranney. So there are great resources out there to help, such as the Wish You Were Here dolls. I used to call mine My Dad a doll. As when children are missing their parent at night time, they can create photo books to talk about the times with their parent and all things that about the parent, such as what they like to eat, what do you do when the parent gets home, and also the bedtime story, so recording the bedtime story of their favourite book they like to read together when they get home. Okay, now time to discuss the take-home kit. I've kind of done a bit of a brief explanation of most of them, but I'm just going to go in depth now. So the take-home kit includes literature, a 2020 calendar, a dress-up such as the military hat, high visibility, and also caution tape, emotion cards game, support card for family, and yes, so I'll go through it now. So I've got the website here that is created, so it's called supportfifo.weebly.com, and I'll just go through it now. So if I here, so this is the home page, the take-home kit. So this is what the take-home kit looks like. So I'll just read through it now. So My Dad is a FIFO Dad. This is the literature we were talking about before. Just a bit of an explanation about it. This story will help to reassure children that despite distance, fathers can be present in heart, mind, and spirit in many situations. This book forms the first of many support resources for children and families to build and maintain resilience, strength, and unity to make FIFO rosters fit seamlessly into their lifestyle. This work of Joe Emery aims to encourage and I'm okay when my dad's away mindset. The other story we will be talking about is The Invisible String, a story that teaches of the tie that really binds when parents feel the tug whenever their kids give it, and the kids feel the tug that comes right back. The invisible string reaches from the heart to heart. This story helps to know we are all connected to our loved ones and we are always there for them. The next book is Guess How Much I Love You, an extraordinary children's book that captures the unique dialogue between parent and child, a perfect bedtime story for little ones, and a great idea to recall parents and voices and listen to them before bed while they're away. The dress up box, which is also included in the take home kit, which is a great way. Let me go back here. A great way for a child to understand where the parent is and what they do is to experience it themselves. This can be done through a dress up box. Included in this take home kit is a high visibility cape and vest, not cape, and a caution tape. This can be changed into the profession of the work of the parents. So that's just a picture on the side there. Now we're going to be scrolling down to the emotion cards and game. It is important for children to explore and understand to identify their emotions. The emotion card helps to identify how do you feel today with visual cues. Emotion instructions are roll the dice and move the game piece and the number of squares, read the emotion written in the square, and say a time when you have felt this emotion, e.g., I feel happy when I'm riding my bike. This game can be 2 to 1 players. The first player to get to the end wins. There's also the next included in the take-home kit, which is the support for families, which has all of the Facebook groups, counselling services and military support. And the next is the 2020 calendar. This calendar can be used to place on the fridge or whenever the child would like, as this can be used as a countdown till mum or dad comes home from work. The child can cross off the days and look forward for the parent to come home. So that's all in the take-home kit. In the resources page, it has all the literature which I've discussed. And it's also got the Wish You Were Here dolls, the photo books, and the bedtimes recorded, just to keep those ideas. And so I've got the support pages here. So it's got the FIFO Families webpage, and it's how they can support you, and also the link to the Southwest Mums blog. And also it scrolls down for the Australian Government Department of Defence, and it has a little blurb about the military support. And it's also got counselling service, so Beyond Blue. I'll just explain a bit about Beyond Blue if you're unaware. Beyond Blue is a national independent, not-for-profit organisation working to address issues associated with depression, anxiety and related disorders in Australia. Their website provides a wealth of information and resources for anyone experiencing depression or knows anyone who knows someone else who is. And they've got the website and the phone number. Lifeline is a next one that I'm going to be talking about, which is a national charity providing all Australians experiencing a personal crisis with access to a 24-hour crisis support and suicide prevention on service. We're committed to empowering Australians to be suicide safe through connection and compassion and hope. The next one I'm going to be talking about is Helping Minds. Helping Mind offers free support to the family and friends of people with living mental health challenges across WA, and their phone number is also there. What else within this website? It's just got the references, so if you ever need to have a look, and that's the whole website there. So hopefully that gives you an overview of the take-home kit and also the website, which is also helpful if you guys need to have a source. The take-home message is you are not alone. There are centres and programs which support families as they know how hard it can get. If not, families are there for you for mums and dads groups within the local community. And here's the reference page. Thank you for listening.